Alright, I'm getting ready to head out today for today's ride. Let's see if I can do this with my camera this way. Getting ready out. Yesterday I did 28, almost 28 and a half. It was 28.3 something. 3.6 or whatever. And so today I'm gonna try to get that 30 in. The route that I have is 25 miles. And I can increase it a little bit. There's a couple of spots where, for instance, there's a Walmart parking lot. I can do it I did it a couple times yesterday, and there's a Kmart on the way. I did its parking lot a couple of times, so probably have to do 2 or 3 more. I've got a neighborhood right next to my place, and I did it like 6 times yesterday to try to get that. And so today I'll do a couple things like that to try to add to it and increase my ride a little bit. Thought I'd talk about this. One of the things that I do to kind of help with the time, and I know that when you're riding, you kind of need to be very aware of your environment, that sight and sound. But one of the things that I've been doing while I'm riding is I listen to podcasts. I know I'm not the only one who does that. I've listened to some other guys who do their own podcasts, who their whole podcast sometimes are their entire podcast is built on responding to what they heard on someone else's podcast. I listen to primarily 3 different kinds of podcasts. I've got some, I'm a pastor, so I've got some theological ones that I listen to. Not so much preaching as it is things right now. I'm especially listening to things that have to do with soteriology, Calvinism versus non-Calvinism. I'm a non-Calvinist, not an Arminian, but I'm a non-Calvinist and Baptist. And so I listen to some podcasts both by Calvinists and non-Calvinists to kind of sharpen my thoughts on those 2 things. Then I also listen to quite a bit of history programs. There's a program called Presidential, a podcast called Presidential I've been enjoying. I listen to a program called Stuff You Missed in History Class, and I enjoy that quite a bit. And then just recently started listening to some podcasts by Prager University, which are very, very interesting. Well done, little 5 minutes each. So the only problem with 5 minutes is that I need something that lasts an hour and a half, so I'm not stopping all the time to try to start them up. So I figured out how to do this. I've got it so now that I can get about 10 of them. I can get about 10 or 12 of them, so they just play in a row. And that'll work until I've listened to all of them that they have in their backlog. And then, of course, you're only going to get 1 or 2 a week. And that'll be a little bit of an issue there. But it occupies my time, gives me something to keep my thought process really good. And I do have to struggle to make sure that I want to make sure I'm paying attention to my environment while I'm riding as well. But so that's what I'm up to on the ride. And so maybe I'll get 30 in today. All right. Well, I just got back. I did actually get 30 miles in. I did it by doubling up on half of what I would call my Spanaway loop route. It's only part of what it takes to get my 25 to 30 miles in, but in order to get the 30 miles, I doubled up on about half of that Spanaway loop route. So my Specialized Sirrus Sport Disk bike now has 1,400 and you see, is that 1,480 miles on it, I believe. 1,480 miles now.